go ahead and see what else we got. Hey, Adventure Time hasn't shown up in a long time now. Hey, Adam, well, less hay, but not as good. Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt, oh boy. So yeah, I was almost happy because the regular Addams Family, the game that was released around the time of the early 90s Addams Family movie with Raul Julia and Angelica Houston and plenty of other famous people, Christopher Lloyd, of course. That one was really awesome. Well, not really awesome, but it was a good, decent, solid platformer. Had good music, good controls. It was on the difficult side, but it doesn't generally make a game bad. Then they came out with this. You play as Pugsley, and you go into a couple different rooms of the house. I think there's like 6 items total. Okay, we're not actually told what the items on the Scavenger Hunt are. That's, I guess, a thing reserved for the Super Nintendo and other versions of it. So, yeah, we have some number of items to pick up in the Scavenger Hunt, all of which are found by going through the various areas and beating the bosses. Also, where the hell is the music? Guess we're in room number 35, although that doesn't actually tell me anything. But, yes, Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt is, I would say, more difficult than the other Addams Family game released prior to it. And actually completing it is quite a challenge. Oh, hey, well, we got our fez, so we can fly now. Don't know how long that lasts. But, yeah, this game, similar to the other Addams Family game, doesn't have much in the way of attacks other than bounce on the heads of things, and when you get hit, you lose your stuff. Oh, hey. Oh, that's nice. Oh, and there's some invincibility. But again, why is there no music? It's not that big of a game. Now, the SNES version actually did have some pretty decent music. Wasn't the best, but it was memorable. Also, I don't know if I'm going in the correct way, or if I just found a little side bonus area. And there goes my fez. Well, beanie copter, I guess. Can't jump down to the ground, so... not like it much matters. I'm A, not going to be playing this long enough to worry about 1-ups, and B, I'm going to be save stating anyway, so... yeah. Like, really, honestly, I would really recommend playing through the Super NES version of this. That one is the best of the bad game that this is. You know, if you have to play a version of Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt, then go with the Super NES version. Or possibly the Genesis version. I wouldn't imagine that that's all that much worse. Probably not as good in the music category, but about the same otherwise. Oh, and we've... okay. And now we're in a... yeah, that's similar to the other Addams Family game. You can sort of take shortcuts from one area to another. So even though areas have distinct bosses and the like, they're not really straightforward or linear. That's again why I commented on I don't honestly know if I'm going the right way or not. So I'm hoping to find, you know, a boss. I don't care which area's boss it is, just a boss. So we can beat it and get a scavenger hunt item, and that will probably be that. If I were doing, Zeta's mission, if I were the one taking on the NES, and Genesis games, I would definitely play through this entirely on the Super NES. This Game Boy version, however, especially if we don't find an area that has music, will definitely not be worth my time or any viewer's time, I don't think. Hey, we got the super shoes, so we can be all speedy, which is an incredibly bad thing in this game, since, unless you also have invincibility, and, oh, there's a path we cannot take without the beanie copter. But yeah, super shoes without invincibility is generally a bad idea, since you're going to be moving through the area faster than you can react to the enemies showing up, and since you can only damage them by jumping on their heads, odds are very good you'll be taking quite a bit of damage that way. So I guess let's go up into this sort of graveyard area once we get back to it. Maybe we can find the boss in that area. Maybe we can find some music. I'm trying to figure out, maybe I hit a button that deactivated the music when I was trying to find out if there was a scavenger hunt item list, but I don't think that's the case. I think the game just has no music. And that's not going to work out. Okay, so we're back out in front of the house. Let's try going this way. Or not. It looks like we can maybe bounce off enough enemies to get to something up there, but not honestly certain about that. Do kind of remember there being something up at the very peak of the house, but definitely need the beanie copter to get up there, and it's not giving it to me again. Yeah, maybe we can get up there from this side. Maybe there's something down the chimney. Also, still no music. And yeah, in all of these Addams Family games, they just sort of filled the worlds with all sorts of creatures, weird and unusual. Yeah, no, there is nothing up here. Well, aside from a bonus room stuffed at the gills with 1-ups, but still. Okay, so, other than a gallows in the backyard, nothing out behind the house. Although I know that somewhere there is a tree, because I do remember there... well, no, maybe... Again, I'm getting my Addams Family games confused. Might be in the first game where you can climb a big old tree outside of the mansion, which has a giant bird boss at the top. Also, apparently, oh, never mind. I thought I could just keep jumping by holding the jump button down, but didn't seem to be the case. I guess I was just jumping with perfect timing there. No, I'm not taking your super shoes. Oh, I see. Should have expected something like that, really. No, let's stick with 2 health. Okay, come on back down, Mr. Spider. No. We bounce off the bug. Turn off the something. Don't know what the heck I just turned off. Okay, so door there and stuff further on. Oh, not very much further, I guess. Maybe boss? And maybe not. How about in here? Seriously doubt it, though. Yeah, no. Okay, let's carry on this way. And Sega Sonic Zeta doesn't need to add Game Boy Color games because that's what I'm doing. Well, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and Game Gear. That's the entire purpose of this, what we're doing right here. Oh, and he couldn't hear me at all, so if somebody would be so kind as to relay that to him. Yes. A lot of this I do remember from being in the actual Super NES version, so maybe they did just transcribe the entire Super NES game and there was no room at all left for, you know, the music. Sort of lost my train of thought there. Yeah, less of that. There's gotta be a boss in here somewhere. Yeah, that's not gonna do any good, so yeah. Don't care to actually take the time to avoid all of the damage. Yeah. Okay. Nope. I think we are going in the right direction, though. I want to say that there's a goblin boss at the end of this wooded section. Also, I don't remember being unable to jump off of these kind of things. I also wonder how. There we go. Yeah, it's only ridiculously annoying to actually manage to bounce off of the thing. Come on, jump! Thank you! Asking quite a bit for a Game Boy control system here. And of course there's the things we can't bounce on, which, you know, are effectively totally invincible. Come on back. There we go. Okay, there should be a boss behind this door, I'm pretty sure. And I'm wrong. Okay. Ah, brother. Eventually, we're gonna find a boss. We're gonna beat the hell out of it. And then we're gonna be done. Yep. I'm wondering if that's another area up there that would be a one-way exit from. Of course. Seriously, that they expected people to be able to do this on the Game Boy, or even on the Super Nintendo, because, as mentioned, this is basically... these stage designs are taken exactly directly from the Super NES version. That they expected people to be able to do this nonsense is downright ridiculous. Oh, and Zeta doesn't have a fear of birds or of popcorn, he's just at war with them. And no, I don't have any similar shtick for that for myself. Yeah, I'm sure somebody in the audience could think of something similar, but I've never really put much thought into that myself. And again, don't know what these switches are actually accomplishing, but they are switches, they are there to be hit, so let's hit them all. Yep, thought I was further away than that. Forgot where I had save stated. Okay, this time it's gotta be the boss. It's not the boss! What the hell, game? Weird. And, you know, what do we want to... oh, it's disappeared. We'll catch it the next time we see it then. Yeah, I guess it could pass for a cloud, just raining fire. Can we bounce on them is the question. Come here, zombie thing, I need to bounce off you so I can... nope! Yeah, so much for that. We'll try and scroll you off. Well, that didn't work at all. Okay, now we're in the mausoleum. Is there anything beyond that? Evidently so. Oh, well, let's not get ourselves killed exploring. Okay, so we can enter this farthest grave and get to something, presumably. There! I was right, it's the damn goblin boss. Okay, so all that way for a goblin boss. I think there's like 6 bosses total in the game. I am pretty sure that you get 6 items for your scavenger hunt. And again, just kind of ridiculous to actually try and survive the boss fight with your 3 hits maximum. Also, this is a lot slower than I remember this goblin fight going. I guess limitations of the Game Boy. Doesn't make it much easier, though, just, more tedious. Well, maybe it does make it easier, actually. There we go. So we've rescued Wednesday. But what about the... the scavenger hunt? I mean, the game is called Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt. Where's the scavenger hunt item? The bosses are supposed to give me an item. Well, no music, no scavenger hunt. Fantastic! Oh, dear me. So yeah, this has been Pugsley, Addams Family, Pugsley Scavenger Hunt. This has been a miserable train wreck. Yeah, There's really nothing else to say. The lack of music, the worse controls, the total removal of the point of the game. God, Jesus. Yeah, just play the Super NES version. Treat this one like it has the bubonic plague and just, like, poke it with a stick if you have to. But other than that, do not try and come into contact with this game.